Welcome back. You are locked in again with Mushin Karate, episode 3. I'm here with the 30th co-host, the gaffer, Mr. Gavindbailey.
Come on, it's like Return of the Mac. You know, once someone's there, I've always got to come back. Come on.
Today's episode 3, we are discussing the heavyweight female competitors that had qualified for Tokyo Olympic Games 2021. Yeah. So the heavyweight division being a merger of the minus 68 category and the plus 68 category. So essentially plus 61 kilograms is the division we're talking about today.
I think when it was released, the weights, I think it was a good situation because you saw a few females do go up or go down.
Go down, yeah.
To find their optimum weight or to avoid fellow countrymen.
Clashes with,
It was a bit sticky for some people when they moved. But some people have jumped and are flourishing, as we'll get into with some of these numbers.
Yeah, very true. So we're starting off today with a well-decorated fighter, Elena Kariki. From Azerbaijan, minus 68. Boy, where to start?
She does it all, innit? Even if you look back to before Azerbaijan,
Ukraine days. Right, a lot of men don't even remember. Like,
she has still a name on that sheet where you saw and you thought, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first time she come onto my radar probably was Junior European Championships, Azerbaijan 2012. I'm pretty sure she took a gold medal there, and I think that's the first time she hopped on my radar, and from there she just continued to do her thing, you know.
Do you want to get into her CV?
Yeah.
The extensive one.
We'll get into her CV. Cool. So, medals overview. Junior Continental Bronze. Junior Continental Gold 3 times. Junior World Silver, Junior World Gold. At Series A level, 1 bronze and 2 golds. At K1 level, 4 bronzes, 5 silvers, 9 gold medals. At Continental level, Senior, 1 silver medal. And at World Championship level, Senior, 1 bronze and 1 gold. So, again, a very decorated athlete.
Yeah, she's the current points leader in the section, and it is by quite a big margin, over 2K in terms of points from her closest competitor. And then that competitor isn't even in the same category, but as the way the merger works, they take the top 2 athletes from each respective split weight division. So you have the top 2 minus 68 and the top 2 plus 68.
Yeah.
So to our closest minus 68 competitor, it's closer to $3,000 worth of points, which is phenomenal, which just leads to the consistency there. And when you was talking about the K1 medals, the platform, the multiple gold, silvers and bronze, it just leads to consistent performance at the highest level and the highest click.
Definitely. I mean, let's dive into some of these numbers. All-time podium percentage, 48%. Higher than the average of the category. The average of the minus 68 category, again, this is collating those that are ranked in the top 10, and average taken from them is 38.3%. So she's ahead of her category. She's actually ahead of the average of all of the female competitors that are ranked in the top 10 also. Same with 2020 podium percentage, 100%. 2019 podium percentage was 45.5%, and again the average of the category was 36%. So she tends to be at the forefront of definitely her division, her section. She's there, you know.
Kind of the benchmark setter.
Yeah, I would say so. And again, is a fighter that makes finals well. Out of all of her podium level performances, 75% of the time she's made the final, and has then gone on to win 55% of those finals. So really, if your win percentage of a finals over 50%, it's healthy. Do you know what I mean? It's
and
healthy.
Again, it only comes into jeopardy when you find someone who is as successful.
Yeah.
Whereas generally what you tend to find is you would have knocked that person out en route.
Yeah.
Or the person who is in the final, it could be a wild card, it could be anyone, but again, there's good money on if she makes the final, it's going to be a good battle, whoever she's with.
In my opinion, she looked like she was about to. The trajectory for 2020 looked very promising.
Healthy, innit?
It looked very promising. I mean, like in 2020 alone, she scored 72 points. The average of pound for pound top 10 female athletes was 66. So she was averaging 18 points a competition. Like, healthy. Actually, if we look at... Sorry, just bear with me.
I think why you search for that, I just pulled up her record here, and if you look, the last competition, K1, that she didn't medal at was in November 2019.
November 2019.
Yeah. So that means the whole 2020 shortened season, which only counts for 5 competition, she placed. And again, it's that platform and that consistent amount of points, getting 570 here, 990 there, 570, 570. It's just going to make you a runaway leader. And obviously to cap that off with the World Championship as well to boot, like, it's a substantial amount of points for anyone to catch you.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 she was conceding 7 points of competition. But if you look at these results, I mean, Paris Open 2020 she scored 21 points and conceded 0. Clean sheet.
One of the toughest competitions on the circuit.
In one of the toughest competitions on the circuit, had a clean sheet, like did not concede any points in the tournament. Scored 21. The next K1 she went to, which was Dubai, took 19 points, and then went to Salzburg, took another 19 points. So you could see the direction. And I know sport is unpredictable. We can only make deductions based off of what we have in front of us, but the way that it was looking
was that 100% podium was going to continue. It was going to continue, and I think it's lead to a testament of the development of her karate over the time. And again, she's someone who has a past, and obviously was part of Ukraine, and it was going well, and then she made the bold move to the Azerbaijan, and obviously her with Angelica and the coach in that close-knit training kind of camp that they're able to create every day is why these two top athletes, both female, are at the highest points in both of their categories. Again, when you're getting that high-level training partner, that high-level thought, imagine the conversations between them and the coach at such a high level, such a high click. They're not talking about basics, about turning your wrist on the Gakuzuki there. They're talking about, okay, the setup for the Gakuzuki. Okay, maybe if I double bounce here, if I tap the front leg, bounce back, is that going to create the opening that I want? And when you look into her techniques, you can see how creative she gets with her openings.
Elite level performer. To be honest, she's a special fighter, especially from that generation of fighters. Those that have come out, she's definitely one that stands out as the forerunner, because not even just consistency. It's not just her winning fights. It's the way she wins fights as well.
The style in which.
And we spoke earlier about having a certain level of tenacity, speed, in the delivery of your techniques, in the execution, and she's a fighter that has this almost an unnatural level of explosiveness and speed, which I definitely felt that at the time, as she's been a senior for longer, people adjust and they become more used to her. But when she first come up, I feel like she was taking a lot of people by surprise, simply just due to her physicality, just due to how fast she was, just due to how explosive the techniques that she was stringing together, the arsenal of techniques, And
it's phenomenal, if you want to put it into a term, to someone to grow and then adapt and then to find an identity. And I believe she's really established this identity of who she is and how she goes about her business. And now it's for the rest of the pack to catch up to this identity and say, okay, what's my game plan here? And as you see, she's not Iron Woman. She does take some losses on occasions, but last year with 100% podium, okay, I'm taking a loss, but it's late in the competition. I've already got to that stage where the points are secured, and now it's about more points, and it's not like she's flaming out in the early rounds.
Where's your thoughts at when you then make the comparative between her stats and the averages of the top 10 pound for pound females?
I feel because of the nature of her as an individual and where she's coming from again, and I think this section, this minus 68, is a real dense section with athletes at the top. Again, in most parts, when you get to the top 10 in a ranking, there's one or two which are clear, and then they're consistent. So that means that they'll get the medal finishes and the podiums and the higher podiums consistently. Whereas here, I reckon there's about 3 or 4 or 5 at the top who again compete each other regularly, but they're beating you here and I'm beating you there. So it's taking away honours and lowering your averages, as opposed to some of the sections which make up the top 10 who have 1 clear or 2 clear leaders who are going to be gold and silver, which doesn't paint her in the best picture. But when you think of her actual fighting style, and if you match it up against anyone in this list, I believe she comes out favourable more times than not because she can adapt. She's got the level, she's got the knowledge, she seems to have the ring craft, she's got the techniques. She's ferocious, she's tenacious, she can mix it up if she needs to. She's not afraid of all of the aspects of the game. Yeah. Whereas because she shares the limelight with, say, Switzerland, with France, and there's a few other nations who have world caliber athletes, it does pull away from some of her long-term results. Yeah. Whereas you will see, if we took the small niche of 2020, I don't think there's many people with 100% podiums in 2020, maybe her and one other, which shows that, okay, she's finally found a way to break away from that pack in the last year and be that consistent leader of the pack, which is the most promising stat for her.
I definitely feel like when you make that comparative between her and the average of the top 10 pound for pound, if you make direct comparisons, a lot of her stats seem to be lesser. So like the podium percentage, her all-time podium percentage is 48%, of top 10 pound for pound athletes is 64.3. Again, 2019 her podium percentage was 45.5, and the average of the top 10 pound for pound was 61.9. So with some of these stats, especially when it comes to consistency, it looks like she is not moving as consistent as them. However, like we said earlier, out of her podium performances, 75% of the time she's made the final. I feel like when she gets it right, she gets it right. Like on her day, it's very difficult for anyone to stop her. And we've spoken about, up until the episodes up until now, we've spoken about quite a large amount of athletes at this point. And even to attain a clear sheet is something that many of them still, some of the top athletes are not winning titles without conceding a point. Yeah. That's 30. That's some special stuff, especially when you're going to big boy competitions like big K1s, Paris Opens and stuff like that. She had a clear sheet in 2019 and 2020. Like, that shows the levels. Like, you're competing at the highest level. Everyone has a job to do. Everyone's got the same job. Everyone's in their home nation, mashing work. They're in the dojo. They're doing whatever they need to do, and they're meeting up on this day to perform. Yeah. But everyone's bringing their A game. This should be the best of everyone, yeah? And she's walking away without having conceded a point all day.
And it leads to the growth in testament, because, again, when you look back at her 2019, say, as a season as a whole, with that one clean sheet, I'm sure it rings clear to say, on this day, I was phenomenal. But then how do I replicate that? And again, she replicated it in 2020 at the start, but then again, upped her level of consistency in terms of getting later in the rounds, creasing out some of the mistakes that she was making earlier, and she was on probably one of the smoothest trajectory to do really well at the Olympics post all of this pandemic that we've seen. But again, it's what have they done since then is the big question that's always in the air. But we know for certain, obviously, she's got her coach who actually coaches her at the competitions and is the coach is part of the national setup. And she's got a fantastic training partner who's also at an unbelievable level.
The support
network is already
camp,
there.
Really.
And that's just her camp within her sort of home club. We haven't even talking about when she joins up with the Azerbaijan national team and what they're producing for her. So again, I think she's capitalised on the move and she's settled in. And now she's just excelling. And again, she's differentiating between her applications of techniques year on year to improve the consistency on which she scores. And it is amazing. If you consider that 2019 was a full season and she scored 117 points, and 2020 with 5 competitions she scored 72 points.
Yeah, scary. Scary. She's such a dangerous fighter.
It's the growth mindset, and I think it's more of a killer mindset. Like, I'm going to go out, I'm going to kill you with points, and then we're going to keep moving on. And I think that's what's kind of her acumen.
And again, if you look at her conceding averages, I mean, 2020. Conceding average was 7 points, so quite high, above average. Actually not above the average of the top 10 pound for pound. It's actually about 7. In 2019, 3.5, so we know lower than average. But even in 2020, she conceded 7 points. She was averaging 18 points of competition. It's not a case of scoring on her. Like, similarly, how we spoke previously about certain athletes. So you'll come up against certain athletes and you think to yourself, how am I going to take a point off this person?
Yeah.
Like evasively, you know, their tactics, their ring craft, do you know what I mean? You're thinking, how am I going to take a point off this person? Now, she's difficult to take a point off. She's got excellent ring craft, good reflexes, reactions, and anticipates things well. Do you know, she gets into the clinch and the hand's gone up before the person even puts up the aura, because she knows it's coming. It's muscle memory. But even outside of like, how am I going to take points off her? I don't think she's one of them fighters that people are thinking that when they stand in front of her. Again, it's one of them ones. How am I going to stop her from scoring?
Yeah.
Because she's coming from multiple angles with multiple techniques. Again, such a multifaceted competitor with such a vast arsenal. She goes Chudan, Jodan. She's got hand techniques that she instigates with going forward. She's got hand techniques going back. She's got the takedown. You get me? Let's not even get into the takedown yet, because that's the next thing. But we'll touch on it. But one thing I wanted to say, you mentioned her coach. That relationship has been there since cadets.
Yeah.
That relationship's been there since cadets. And I'm sure her success has not surprised him.
No.
He must have known from when he first started working with her, he must have known she's got something different. Even let's look at her journey at World Championships, yeah? Her performance percentage at World Championships is 66.7%, yeah? She went to her first World Championships in 2014 and took a bronze medal. Bear in mind, in 2013, she was junior world champion, yeah? In Guadalajara, she's junior world champion. No, sorry, she's not junior world champion. She took her under 21 World Championship silver medal. Yeah. She's taken that silver medal. And so coming now as a junior world silver medalist, and you're coming into a senior world championships
a year later,
it's an interesting dynamic, because we see these things play out a lot, and we see juniors come with status and medals, but they come to mix it on that stage with that caliber of fighters and experience. And the results don't transcend. How many junior champions do we know of? People that were clearing up in the juniors, junior Europeans, gold, world championships, took a couple medals, but they turned senior, and all of a sudden the transition is not happening. Or they hit that stage where it's going to be a graft, which is fine if it's a graft. But for some of them, where it's not graft, it's just like the things I've been doing are not working anymore, innit? Yeah. So She's come to 2014 World Championships with a silver medal in juniors, taken a bronze. She's taken a bronze, and at the point that she took that bronze, she's still under 21. Like she's
still a puppy.
She's young. She's still under 21. Like she hasn't even nearly touched her prime at this time. Yeah. And we saw that consistent. Look, she went to Baku European Games 2015, took out Bushinga, 9-1 in the final, hit her with the yoke at the end and the spinning ura. Yeah. So we saw it, man. We saw it.
Closed the gap straight away.
And
I think that's difficult when you talk about the transition. Is some juniors that are on the 21s are not able to grow that mindset and grow the differences between junior and senior competition so quickly. Some of them, it takes them a few competitions, which again, some do get there, but it will lessen their average long term. But some that are able to just click in are a step ahead, and they look like they've meant to be here, like they could have been here a year earlier.
100%. I think one of the most impressive things that I've seen from her, well, anyway, firstly, she's got excellent leg control, yeah? We know that, yeah? Her legs are litty, but the fight that she had with Elise Aguiar from France, -68, what tournament was this? Again, another K1 final, yeah? She hit her with this sweep, yeah? She hit her with this sweep. All right, cool, innit, yeah? Fair enough, yeah? I pre-backed this fight. I've watched it a couple of times, bro. The sweep was the first main clash, I would say. Yeah. There was one before it, but the sweep was the first point that was scored. It was the first main clash, yeah? Prior to that sweep, yeah, Elise hadn't even shown that she was going to lift up her leg. Yeah. Bro, anyone, go back and watch it, yeah? Normally, when you're anticipating a sweep, you might pull a man and you'll see him twitch up, yeah? And he might blend it out after, but when I'm pulling you, his leg's twitching and okay, he's got Ura ready. He's one of them, man, yeah? He's got it ready. So if you were setting up the sweep, okay, cool, it makes sense. And even then it's impressive. Yeah. To pull him, for him to lift up and you to even register it and think, cool, I'm going to do my thing, yeah? Bro, up until the point of the sweep, Elise had not lift up. She did not lift up her leg. There was no indication that she was looking for a head kick.
Yeah.
Bro, like, when you watch the sweep, Zaretska stepped in with so much conviction, so much like she knew. It's like she knew. It's weird, man. Like, the moment she lifted up her leg, she just stepped in, swept her, yeah? And not only did she sweep her, a lot of people that would have done that sweep, me included, yeah, I probably would have tripped up after the punch.
Yeah.
But you see the way after that punch, she's had to overcompensate her balance and shoot one of her legs forward to step over the body. Like, you can't teach stuff like that. No. And that's sometimes that's my frustration with the rules in regards to takedowns and sweeps, where they say, you know, in regards to the time, when you sweep someone, you got to finish them immediately. Yeah. And I just feel like sweeping is not textbook. You can sweep someone the same time 5 times and they fall in different places 5 times. Yeah. It's not textbook like that. Like, to say, yeah, if you do it, they land there, and if you do that, you get your point. Sometimes the leg might be up, you might have to get past it or do whatever in it, yeah? So that's not easy. The fact that, like, she stepped in, again, like, this is just bewildering. Like, there was no indication, G. Yeah. Like, how did she know that she was about to lift up her leg? But the way that she stepped in, like, she knew. Do you know what I mean? She knew. She stepped in, swept her, overcompensated for the balance. Like, the finish was clean. Like, just mad impressive.
I think it rattled her, because if you see how the fight preceded that, it wasn't the same dynamics as it was pre-sweep. And I think that's the testament, because you don't see many females sweep.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you don't see the execution, because some of them do get in the situation and throw it, maybe as an afterthought or just trying to capitalize, but you don't see that level of execution often. It would rattle you. Even as a competitor myself, if someone swept me like that, well, I've got to reconsider this game plan, because we need to change something, because I can't lift my leg up again, because that's void. And
again, let's look at who she's sweeping as well. That's a former world champion. Let's put some respect on. Let's put some respect on Elise. Yeah, that's 2014 -68 world champion. That's a very talented fighter, a very experienced fighter. Do you know what I mean?
Does it at all levels.
So yeah, crazy impressive.
And like we say, when you look at her points, it's almost a foregone conclusion. She leads the whole division. And what is she gaming for now? And that's what I say about preparations for this unforeseen future. We know that the Olympics will happen. She knows she's got a ticket there. How does she want to play out these last few months? Does she want to go to the Europeans if it's on? The K1 if it's on? What is the training that she's going to get in? We already know, and we see through the socials, that her coach is consistently inviting over female fighters to create fight camps for his athletes, which is only helping, because you're getting talent from all over the world coming to where you are, your home, and allowing you to express and learn and take little bits. And no doubt they're doing some video analysis, they're doing conversations, they're talking about scenarios and tactics, and she just looks like she's just enjoying and evolving with every competition.
And imagine just mixing with that level of excellence so often, so consistently. Another stat that sticks out to me. So basically, when we looked at 2019 and what was of 2020, and we looked at the amount of wins that athletes had by an 8-point gap, so automatic win on average. And this is including all the female competitors ranked in top 10 pound for pound. On average, they would get 2. The top 10 pound for pound averaged 5. But Zaretska has 7. And again, and the reason why I point this out is because, again, if you were to look straight at these stats, you would notice straight away the performance percentages are lesser than the top 10 pound for pound rankings. But what I'm saying is, when she gets it right on that day, like, if she's in that mode and she turns up to Olympics, like, she can take that W.
Clean sheet it.
Pray, imagine. If she's in that mode. I'm not saying that, look, she I don't think she's got it yet where she can tap into it on tap. Like she can turn Super Saiyan. She can. But it's not yet like, she can turn Super Saiyan on tap, but she can hit Super Saiyan 2, and when she hits Super Saiyan 2, she's leveling, but she can't hit 2 on tap.
Consistent,
But if she turns up on Super Saiyan 2,
it's long.
It's long for everyone. It's long for everyone.
And this is what I'm saying. It's a fantastic position to be in. The ability to know that you have that mode that no one else can go into, that mindset. And again, it's a testament when you look to no first round losses. Whereas, again, if you hold up her 2019 and 2020 years side by side, you can see the growth.
Can see she was just getting better, man.
The 3 first round losses to the none. The points scored have gone up. Yes, the conceded has gone up as well, but the margin between the scored and conceded has gone up.
The deficit is...
The consistency in performance has gone up. So your trajectory is the right way. It's only leading to one result. And again, I'm confident, and I would put money again, but no gambling. A medal is on the horizon there at the biggest stage. She's proven it. She can do it. I wouldn't put it past her.
I think as well, yeah. One thing, the reason why I would back her, yeah, is because she raises her game depending on the event/platform, and that's why her percentage at World Championships, European Championships is so high. Because if you look at how she performs at Series A, her medal percentage at Series A is 37.5. Yeah, it's not that high when you compare it to some of the others who are at that caliber. You would expect them to go to a Series A and clean up, and it's not necessarily that, you know. And I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure what it is, and you see it common with a lot of fighters. I mean, she's competed at 8 Series A's, taken 3 medals in total. Yeah, a fighter of her ability, you know, she has the ability to clean up at everyone. Yeah. But it's I don't know. That it's just sport. It's consistency. You feel me? But I think what's most important, and what I would find more value in as a coach, I would rather you bum out of every Series A. Yeah. But consistently, not even just turn up to one Europeans or one World, no. Consistently turn up to the biggest stages and perform minor. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Go Series A, try things out. I don't even... Do you know what I mean?
I'm not even watching that too much.
Yeah, go try some stuff out, have some fun, work on what we've been working on in the dojo. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? It might even be a situation like that. Yeah. It might be a situation like that where... You get me? Like, she's working on certain things in the dojo, and that's the platform for her to try them things out. But when she's coming to the major events now, that's T's are crossed, I's are dotted. Everything's been refined. Like this is a body of work essentially now. Yeah. You get me? Like
these are the ones that we talk about. These are the ones that really matter.
Yeah.
And again, the consistency is overwhelming. And I think the others who were used to being in and around knocking her off that pedestal are definitely doing their work to try and bring that back to a reality.
Yeah, big fighter. Respect to Zaretska, man. She's cold, very cold. So the next fighter we have is Hamidah Abbasali from Iran. She's a heavyweight fighter, plus 68 kilograms. Yeah, mad talented. Yeah, one of my favorite fighters in the section. Like the things that she does. Anyway, we'll get into that. Let's look at the accolade first, innit? We'll look at the accolade. So, medals overview. We're talking Series A level. She's got a bronze, 2 golds. K1 level. 7 bronzes, 2 silvers, 3 golds. Continental, 1 bronze, 3 golds. And World Championships, 1 bronze, 1 silver. And you know she's betting to add to that tally just to complete it on a Serap one, you know. Cold, man. Look, performance percentage, 58.8%. The average of the category, plus 68, is 38.4. So she's leaps ahead. She's leaps ahead in nearly every single stat in regards to her category. Get me? 2020 podium percentage was 75%. The average of the category is 25%. Wow. Like triple.
It is dense, and I think you spoke a bit about her medals, and the most impressive thing is those medals are recent.
Yeah.
So again, some people, we can get fooled into this fake sense of security when you do read their CV because they've got medals. They're from a while ago.
Yeah.
These medals are recent. I mean, 3 golds in the last 4 competitions.
Yeah, this is her. She's in her time right now.
Yeah.
And I don't think that this is dictated by age.
No.
I think sometimes that could be a misconception that when a fighter gets older, that's when you see them fall off. Not necessarily, man. I mean, people just have their moments. People have their times. It's like Kenji Grillon, 2012 to 2014. Even you could say he took a bronze medal in 2016 and beat Gojira and came back down from 3-0 as well and scored his last Kazami off the line. Like, that was big. But like that period of 2012 to 2014 where he won his world title, and straight after he won his world title, a few months later he went to Senior Europeans in 2013, Hungary. Yeah,
Budapest, I want to say.
Budapest, yeah. Gold medal again.
Yeah.
And also he took a double gold at that World Championships, and then 2014 Europeans. He might have even Finland. I don't know. We'll check that. But like that. But the point I'm making is that period, it was his time, innit? Like no one could really trouble him, you know. Just fighters have their time, and she's really in hers right now. Do you know what I mean?
And I suppose it comes and goes with the rules, and it's a weird aspect because as the rules develop and the referees become more tuned to looking for certain scores, or they become more stricter on certain penalties, it evolves the fight game, and the fighters that have those tendencies do tend to shine. That's why when you've got one who's consistent for a long time across multiple years, it's evident because they're adapted to the rules. Whereas, for instance, now her leg control bars on phenomenal. It bars on an athlete from another sport, like a taekwondo where they practice that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The way she's able to hold her leg down, throw the variety of kicks in variety of different directions and orientations of her body is unheard of, and it's her unique ability within this category which allows her to get big scores and allows her to score points and allows her to impose herself on the fights. And that's a point that people do fair, so they don't want to get in scenarios where she can use that.
Yeah, talking about her actual karate, you've gassed me up a little bit, to be honest. So we'll come back to the stats in it, because I just got to talk in it. Like, Hamidah is so techie, man. Like, if you look at the combinations that she strings together, and the techniques that she's putting together, are not techniques that are usual patterns.
Yeah.
You know, usual patterns. Kazami gat front leg mawash or a mawash or whatever, like a double Jordan pullback, Chuda mawash. Yeah, cool, safe. But she be putting together these combinations, where like she be going hands, feet, hands, feet, hands, and in this she's going Chudan, Jordan. Like, she's just mixing it up. Like, it's like you don't know where the point's coming from.
It's almost erratic.
It's almost erratic. Yeah. Like, you can't anticipate it, innit? Like you don't know where the next point is coming from. Any limb, she'll hit you with any limb.
Yeah, I think she just looks for the opportunity in the opening, and that's what she goes on, rather than the perceived pattern that people do.
Yeah.
Because I can remember your pops making us do fitness tests, and we had a set pattern of techniques, and it's like bam, 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 bam. Whereas hers is like bam, full stop, bam, full stop, bam, full stop, bam, full stop.
Yeah, she's just looking and reacting. Like, so whatever she sees, she's going for it. But the thing is like, she understands that, because she knows, the more I flurry, the more likely you are to mess up.
Yeah.
So like, you might hold me off for these first techniques, bam, Kazami, Chuda my wash, Kazami gat, front leg my wash, like, but you're flustered, and eventually I'm just gonna hold up the leg, and the one that I hit you with is gonna be the sweetest one. Oh, you get me? Techie, man. She's so good, honestly. And look at her 8-point leads as well. Like, we literally just spoke about it with Zaretska, and Zaretska had 7, and the average of the top 10 pound for pound is 5, and she had 8. She had 8, and no first round losses in 2019 or 2020.
Consistent. So it looks like when they do bring her out, she means business. That's all it can mean.
Definitely.
And again, another athlete that was on her way up at the time. And again, it'll be interesting to see her and Zaretska mix. Again, 2 different weights.
I want to see that.
But 2 technically gifted individuals who will scrap and who will be ferocious and tenacious in their application. And it'll be, I can pretty put my house on that is 2 that we will get there. And it should be a great clash. And
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
And it will definitely one that people will watch and rewatch and rewatch as learning material, really.
Yeah, definitely. And again, if you look at her points, she's always averaging double digits. 2019, she was averaging 15 points a competition. 2020, 12.5, but only conceding 3 per competition, like per performance. She's averaging 3 points to concede.
It shows a good defense, a good fundamental understanding of how people attack you and how you can prevent them from scoring. And again, people say the best way to defend is to attack, and if you can attack at that level and still keep people out, it only makes your case a bit stronger.
So the matchup that you just presented between Hamidah Abbasali and Arina Zaretska, you've got my mind like ticking because Zaretska doesn't necessarily throw as many techniques as Hamidah, or doesn't flurry in the same sense as her, but she could.
Yeah.
But it's not her. Everyone's got their fighting style in it, but yeah, that would be an interesting fight.
It is, and when you merge sections, and again we was talking a bit with the minus with the lightweights, it's difficult when you're worried about certain aspects. Whereas here, it's more like you're excited for the aspect of two people that probably would never meet elsewhere in any other scenario, being able to meet, and what style is going to prevail, and who both being on form or on their route to greatness per se, who's going to come out on top. And again, hopefully, if it's the group stages and then the finals, we get to see not only one battle, but maybe two battles of that. Because even when you look within the ranking, yes, Zaretska's the number one minus 68, and she's the number one plus 68, but there isn't another plus 68 for a way in the ranking. Most of them are filled with the minus 68, but we know through the automatic qualification it'll only be the top two. So it is a gap. So she's kind of gapped herself from the rest of her peer group or her competitors at the moment. Even Ayumi from Japan is a way off in terms of points amassed in the qualification period. So she's really charging these heavyweights, and she's probably the one, if you're going to pick a heavyweight to win, it will probably be that one at this time.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in regards to consistency. Look, Ayumi's made 2 World Championship finals back to back. You know, gold, silver, mad consistent, even at K1 level. Well, we're going to get onto that anyway, so no need to do that now. But yeah, back to Hamidah. Very talented fighter. Won a total of 43 rounds in 2019, and the average of her category was 28. So again, like, she's just leveling everything, man. K1 all-time percentage 52.2. The average of the category is 35. You know, Continental podium percentage also 100%. What is the situation with? What is the situation with that? Wow. Yeah, so been to three Continental Championships, 2015, 2018, 2019, and took gold every time. Levels.
It says it all.
Levels.
It says it all. And you're thinking about, again, the nature of the beast. That's an Asian championship, again, which mixes with the Chinese Taipei's, it mixes with the Japans. It's a good field to compare yourself in, and if you're getting out of your country consistently and going and compete at this field, it's only through hard work and being at the highest level anyway.
Yeah, 100%. So the next athlete that we have is Elena Kariki from Switzerland. Yeah, minus 68 fighter. Again, got a large skill set and a lot of experience as well. I mean, she took a bronze medal like back in 2012 World Championships, right?
Yeah.
And she was still quite young, still quite a young fighter these times. Actually, let's do a medals overview. Cool. So Elena, we got at junior continental level 2 silvers, 2 golds. So as a junior, nice. That's 4 finals basically. Like if you are around them times, which we were, like you're just seeing her consistently in finals. Yeah. So already she's got that caliber coming from juniors. Series A level 2 bronzes, 2 silvers, 1 gold. Premier League, 4 bronzes, 8 silvers, 3 gold medals, and continental 2 silvers, 2 golds, and World Championships 1 bronze. So CV is stacked.
And to be honest, that first senior bronze, the only senior bronze world medal that she got was off the back of winning a junior European gold medal. So not even an under 21. Yeah. So it's like I'm just being 18 and I'm thrust into this pit with all of these wolves, and I proved that I can hold my own and I can come out on top and get through the rounds and win 5 solid rounds to get that medal. And it shouldn't go understated and unnoticed. And I think that is why maybe some of her averages are a bit lower, because as you can see, she was eligible to compete. Yeah, she's been competing. She's taken that international spot and been in the pit. And was she maybe not ready at the time? Who knows? But to go out on your first occasion and grab that senior bronze medal at the World Championship, means you get that trust, that belief to keep going to these international events, and she's only grown since that time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Even the last Senior World Championships in 2018, I think she placed ninth. But even in preparation for that tournament, she won the Europeans that year. Like she had a very good year leading up, you know. And I think it was unfortunate how the World Championships went for her, and wasn't a terrible result. I mean, her World Championship percentage is 25%. She's won 9 World Championship rounds. Didn't she take a break one time? She took a break, or she was injured, or
I think she was injured,
and then she came back.
She came back after an injury
and the event that she came back to, she won, and it was like a championship. So it was like a Europeans or something, if I'm not mistaken. But apologies if I am.
It seems like, again, on the European stage, very, very consistent.
Yeah.
Final golds, silvers, and that is year after year after year in this build up to this period that we're in. And it bodes well, so it shows that she can get it right more often than not. The World Championship maybe was just a blip on that radar, but again, when you're talking about someone who's thereabouts in such a congested category as we was talking before, with so much talent, and anyone on their day, the person on their day, or the female on the day, is the one that's going to win that title.
Yeah,
and it's difficult, but she does really well. No first round losses last year. Again, something she cleaned out of her game from 2019 where she had 2, which is impressive, because it means that your bad days are not that bad. And again, consistently turning good days into better days and winning those European titles. And if we don't have another European Championship, she's going to gain a load of points, which is just only going to secure her position in her ranking even more, and just fill her with that bit more of confidence going into what is to be a massive Olympic Games.
Yeah. So what do you think of her as a fighter?
I feel it's, as we look at all these fighters, I think it's a bit more physical as we go up in the weights. I think she holds her own. She's not afraid of a scar or a clash or altercation. She's got a great timing on that counter Gak Jodan.
Jodan.
The Jodan, it's great. She enables herself to be put in positions where she's in the corner or on the back foot, and she can sort of duck and weave and then duck and then fire back. That scoring technique, because anyone can fire it back, but whether it scores or not is the crucial bit. And meeting the criteria, she uses the ring craft well to position herself in a position where she can get the 2 flags to get the score. Even the Chudan Gak, again, it's deep. Sometimes it's a bit too deep.
I was about to say, like the Chudan Gak, sometimes it can bowl over
like
a little
an
bit.
over rotation, a little bit, like she's overreaching.
Yeah.
And again, that maybe is footwork or a misjudgment of the distance, but again, she's putting herself in a position where it is a scoring opportunity for herself, which is the main thing. And again, I'm sure she will work on adjusting the footwork to land that technique.
But even to have that confidence as well, because Chudan Gak is quite it can leave you in quite a vulnerable. If you miss a Chudan Gak, it leaves you very vulnerable to be counted easily.
And that's why we have this culture of headhunting, because when you go for that Kazami, because you're up there, because you're up much, there's no danger.
There's less risk.
There's less risk. But if you're going to drop and sink that Chudan Gak,
that's what I say. So even though she can over rotate sometimes, my respect for the Chudan Gak for her is still there, because the fact that she commits at that level, assesses the distance, and still makes the distance, because I think sometimes when from a technical perspective, when the Chudan Gak, when you're bowling, sometimes you're not even able to make as much distance because the core strength isn't there. You don't have the trajectory to push yourself to explode forward. But she still covers that distance, you know, like irrespective of the technique, and the commitment is there, and it's mad. Her Chudan Gak is effective. Like, she lands it a lot, you know. She lands it on high quality fighters as well. She lands it often.
And that's what I'm saying. It's the ability to land it on the high quality. And we can see she's probably been to 4 World Championships and she hasn't performed. But when you look at her European record of 4 championships and 4 medals, it's okay, in my field and when I'm in my comfortable zone and when I'm in my great mindset, I am. And those medals are all finals medals. So 2 silvers, 2 golds. It puts you in a position where you think she can have a good day. And when she has a good day, she can be above her peers and above those around her, and she's consistent with it. But
interestingly, she's got 6 gold medals and she's been in 18 finals. So you know, if you go by stats, then then her percentage of finals is less than 50%. But that's interesting because I feel like the majority of finals that I've seen her in, I feel like she's cleaned up. I'm not sure if like I've like just by chance I just happened to watch the six. But I feel like every time I've watched her in a final, she normally cleans up. So I was quite surprised to see that.
Well, you know, she's got the European losses to Igia and to Bushinga when Bushinga stepped up. But again, when we're talking about losses, we're not talking about to one blip wonders, if you want to call them, or people that rise for that one competition. These are big names. Yeah. Again, when you throw Soretska in the mix, when you throw Bushinga in there, and there's a few elsewhere in the world, there's an Egyptian that's in there who generally is thereabouts.
Is that Ferial?
Yeah, there's
Ferial Abdelaziz.
Yeah, there's also the Italians, Silvia,
Samira,
who again gets there or thereabouts. It's quite a field of consistent performers. So her losses will come against those in the later rounds when she does get them. It's not like she's losing to someone who she shouldn't be.
Yeah, 100%. And I think sometimes as well, especially for the viewers and the listeners, you know, when we talk about data, it can sound quite harsh. Yeah. It can sound quite cold, innit? Because like the numbers are the numbers, innit? And I used to always say, like, you know, whenever you'd have a performance at like an event or whatever, irrespective of how you performed, at the end of the day, when you look at the draw, one person gets put through in it. Yeah. Like you look through the draw, and if you're out in it. There's no, like, how always you say, there's no side notes like, this person lost, but they fought really well in the fight. The fight was really close, like, because numbers are numbers. So when we talk about stats like this and we say, okay, look, her final percentage is 33%. Okay, cool. It sounds harsh in it, but we have to think as well on a personal level, and not just for her, for many of these fighters when it comes to data. Some of these performances are
inches.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Some of these performances, like there are fighters, whose gold percentage is nil. They got hella silvers or hella bronzes, but the way in which they lost them fights, like consistently, it could be down to last 10 seconds, 50-50 clashes, and they've gone one way, and you've used your card earlier. Do you know what I mean? So it's not to say like, because these are the numbers, like, you're rubbish and da-da-da. No, like, not even, innit? Like, but on a personal level, a lot of these performances are mad close. A lot of them, like you said, come down to inches, come down to split decisions, a zig when you could have zagged, or just the smallest.
A missed flag, or anything. Missed flag. It could be the position of the clash. It could
wrongly timed video cards. Like,
it's so many things, and I think with this section in particular, where they are so close in, you would say, if you was to rate them on a skill level, it's those things that are going to separate. And again, when we talked about Soretska being able to separate this last year from the bunch, Elena is one of the ones in the bunch.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
But everyone in that bunch is not letting Soretska go.
Yeah.
She's stepped up, but they're looking to put their foot on that step and get to that level, which is the most promising thing. And I think when we consider the qualification for her and where she's at, she is the second ranked minus 68, which is automatic at the moment. And behind her is 2 from the Asian region, which means that, again, no Continental Championship because that's already done. If we have one, it'll be great and she'll be able to get some points. But if we don't, she'll still get an influx of points from her silver medal at the 2019 European, which should cement her going into this last K1, if there is one, which means that she's in a great position.
I mean, the start of 2020, it wasn't necessarily the greatest. If you look at the way that she was scoring, I think she was averaging 5 points a competition. She scored 15 points in total. The average of the category was 33. However, athletes, there are blips. Do you know what I mean? There are little dips in performance. And really, what happened in regards to the pandemic and having that extra time, most definitely, I anticipate has worked in her favour. Because those stats of 2020 are not a representation of Elena's ability. Because we know that on her good days, she's there. And again, even if you look at the 2019 stats, healthy, scored 87 points across the year, healthy, and she's not necessarily like a big point scorer. She's there, she's clashing, but she concedes little, man. Like she concedes below average, So I'm thinking, the training that she's been doing over this time, you might see that leveled up Elena again, and if she does turn up how she has done in the past,
Yeah.
previously, the performance that she pulled out to get those medals in the first place, that makes her CV as decorated as it is, then she's a problem for anyone in any weight category.
Yeah, and I think, again, another one, I'm not really worried about the physicality and the ability to be tenacious and be fearless in the exchange, because she does it all the time. It's not a part she has to add to her game. It's a part that's a consistent bit of her game. And I think she'll mix well with the heavier weights who do tend to qualify. So again, she must be thinking, right, job one is to finish off this qualification process. And then job two is how do we create the best plan for me to excel at the Olympic Games.
Nice. So the next fighter that we have now is Meltem Hokaglu Akyo from Turkey. Apologies, because I know I mispronounced that badly. But so Meltem from Turkey, plus 68 competitor. Let's go straight into we'll go straight into a medal overview to begin with. Cool. So we got Junior World Championship gold. So already off the bat, we know performing from young, from early, probably mixing with high caliber fighters in training. She comes from a nation where there's an abundance of talent, a deep talent pool anyway, and seniors that are excelling at the senior level. So she's being nurtured by she's being nurtured by athletes that are already doing the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Series A, 3 bronzes, 1 gold. Karate 1 Premier League, 4 bronzes, 4 silvers, 5 gold medals. I like that. 9 finals. Continental level, 2 bronzes, 2 silvers, and hasn't yet taken any medals at World Championship level.
I think what's interesting when you dive deep into her journey is that she's one with not many junior competitions. Which is strange to see from a Turkish athlete.
Yeah,
generally, they have quite an extensive junior career.
Start young.
She done a Junior Europeans in 2009, and then her next exposure was the Junior World Championships, which she won in 2011. Yeah. And then from there, it just springboarded her into the senior position.
That's what I'm saying.
So then you think about the platform and the wealth of talent, because for an athlete to be on a 2-year hiatus almost, and then to come out and win a gold medal, it means that whoever she was behind,
do you know what I mean,
was of a caliber.
Because I'm not gonna lie, that don't happen where I'm from anyway. Nah, real talk. Like
what I've seen.
It don't work like that. Do you know what I mean? And for someone to not even be going to trips, etc. Yeah. For all I know, she might have been getting that excellence at club level.
Yeah.
Most likely, because a lot of these competitors, they got levels at their club. They go back to the dojo, and there's talent at the dojo that could take medals at Series A and K1 at the dojo. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, even though she wasn't necessarily a part of the primary national team setup that was going away to these European World Championships, she's obviously still training. She's around these people. She's around this level of excellence and nurtured her to the extent where she can step fresh in. Perform.
And I think that's a testament. Whenever you go to a Karate 1 or a Series A in Turkey and you look at the results table as a whole and look at the athletes that win medals, a lot of them are not from the national team that they put in. It's a local athletes,
man. It's clubs
who are taking these medals, which means that the caliber and the depth is huge, because after that gold, she stepped up to the Europeans the next year and took a bronze, and the journey just kicked on from there, and it's been a long journey for her. And again, that's probably a testament to why her total podium percentage is quite low, because once she did get that exposure onto the stage, she was a regular in competitions, whereas some may have sat some out. She was regular in going here and going here and going here. And even though we say it's low, it's still more than her category. It's still more than all the females' average. It's only low when we compare her to the top 10 athletes who maybe are a bit more selective on their journey of what they have gone to. But again, for her, it seems to be more minutes and getting that ring time in and fine-tuning her skill, and she's only got better and better. And wow, 75% medal podium percentage in 2020 means that, let's say 4 competitions, it's only one she didn't medal. And when you think about what a medal is at these competitions now, especially with the qualification starting in 2018, everyone knew the closer it's getting, the more important these tournaments are going to be on this journey. And to be that consistent is just phenomenal.
I think looking at Meltem's journey, like really highlights just the significance of having a deep talent pool within your nation. That is it's levels, man. Like even the fact that like you got people that are competing for clubs that can consistently take medals at K1 level. That's crazy. I remember like 2016 times. If you look at the French team, they've got multiple people moving in each category that are clapping medals. I think -75, maybe Davidonna had just started coming out, so Logan Da Costa took that spot. But you also had Louis Lebron, his name's Segai. Yeah. And if you look at 84, you got Kenji there, Farouk's there, Jesse Da Costa's there. Even in the heavyweights, like that, like they're stacked. Even if you look at the Turkish national team, the Turkish national team, the way that the talent pool is so patterned is like you have your senior athletes, and it's like they were doing their thing until the youngers came up to a certain level, learned what they needed to, gained the experience in team they needed to, and then they just made a transition. Like the only one that I think really stayed the longest was Enes Erkan, and it would have been hard to knock him. I mean, he won 2 golds, World Championships 2012, 2014, but if you look at all the others, you had a -60 before Eri Sandam. You had Kayat, and he come in and took that spot. -75, Serkan Yaki, and then Eltman took that spot. -84, Gökhan Gondiz, Ugar took that spot. But everyone that's above them, takes medals. Like that's the standard. That, bro, I think it was 2015. It was 2015 Europeans in Istanbul where they made that transition, and all the youngest fought individual, and so all the oldest they just fought team and still took gold.
And they won the team.
They won the team.
And that's what it's about. It's about the transition, like the passing of the baton. And it's weird to see that in modern day sport, if you know what I mean. It, like, again, with the funding, the nature of the sport in the country, it produces this talent that they've got the pool to pick, and they can just keep picking. And these guys who are current now know that there probably is a junior.
Yeah, they know.
He might not even be a junior. He might even be a cadet now. But you look at him and you think, he's a bit tasty. Yeah. In a couple of years, I'm going to be on my game, because otherwise he's coming to take. Or they might just move me out anyway. That's why you got to make the most of the opportunities that you're getting now.
But these young fighters are evolving like quicker than they ever have before, because they're exposed to different things. Like, you know, back in the day, even if people are competing regularly, you can't access footage like that. You're not actually seeing the performances. You're not seeing what's scoring. You're not seeing what seniors are doing and adapting it and using your youth and your imagination to. You got young fighters coming up like Osama Adari, -60. Cold. What? Young. Are you sick? What?
Baby.
I see him have a fight with Douglas Bros, Put it on him. Like, and Douglas, we ain't even got to go into Douglas. Like, the man made 3 World Championship finals back to back, 2010, 12 and 14. Like, we know in it. And even after that, like, Douglas be doing his thing, Osama Adari, bad boy, like, and he's young. This is what I'm saying. These young boys are coming up here with the skill set of grown men because they got that much exposure through social media, just through platforms, innit? They're learning and they're taking from everyone. Like, you're sitting in Morocco, but you can see a man in Kazakhstan or France or wherever across the world see something. Yeah, I like that. You get me? Like, you ain't even got to wait to see someone at a tournament to teeth nothing now. Like,
it's live stream.
It's live stream. So the levels of these cadets, juniors, under 21s that are coming, levels. So like you said, the current Turkish team, there probably are some cadets that they're looking at that they know, innit? Like, you could be the one. But by the time you come up, I'll be alright with it. Like, I'll be alright with it. The same way, because I think that Turkish transition was the smoothest one I've seen. Because all countries do it differently. I know that France as well have a transition that and you see that as well, kind of like that transition between Lolita Donna, Lucy Ignis, that same transition between Lucy Ignis and Gwendolyn Felipe, and so you see that transition. But there are other nations, for example, like Azerbaijan, where no one's selecting -75.
You don't even try.
No one's selecting, and I don't feel like there's any pressure there, because the respect is there in it. But it's not even just him, you know. There's certain fighters that have held their spots for a long time. Luigi Busa, even Stanislav Haruna, and Luigi Busa. There was a under 21 Martina, I think is his surname. Yeah,
went to -84.
And he's ranked top 10 in -84. Yeah, but you could see like, okay, there weren't room there, so he's had to move up. So I guess every nation conducts this transition differently. But
because he finished his under-21s with a gold and a gold in Europeans,
and a gold junior worlds.
Beat Joe Calloway in the Europeans, and Joe took bronze, and then the gold at the world beat Mitchell Thorpe in the final. Again, so
he's hit him with a nice kick as well.
He's got the credibility to. If in another nation, he would have just took that spot.
He would have took that spot.
But he knows in his nation that's a no-go. I don't really want that. Or I want it, but they're not going to give it to me. Let me go here, and even it could be he goes there for 3 or 4 years. And then Booster's done his thing, and then he comes back down and does his thing. But
and that spot went empty. I'm pretty sure Nello Maestro, Nello. I'm not sure of his surname.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he took gold medal at I think it was 2015 Europeans as well, Istanbul.
Yeah, Istanbul.
I'm pretty sure. -84. So he's decorated. He's a good fighter, and so for a young fighter to come up. It's just very interesting, and like we said, every nation conducts it differently. But that pass of the baton that the Turkish team had, because I feel like they were waiting for the name of the +84.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
the one who I'm sure he's got a medal on the 21s.
He got gold at the last. Yeah, his name begins with Y, but I don't want to mispronounce it without seeing it visually. But you know who I'm talking about. He was probably he's the youngest out of them as well. Yeah. He's younger than Ugar. He might be around the same age as Ere Sandam. Yeah, because they were still competing at that junior worlds. But I feel like they were waiting for him to come up. And it's like they all come through at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It literally was a pass to the baton, and everyone just.
It's almost like it's two camps separated.
Step through.
Like we're over here in our camp, but we're waiting for one guy to make our 5-a-side, and when he comes, then we're gonna play you 5-a-side. And again, it probably was in the training camp scenario where they random the 2 5s against each other, like 5 and 5 and 5. Yeah. And if these youngsters are holding their own or coming out ahead, I'm sorry guys, but. We would rather make probably the smooth transition of bringing them all, because again, all same experiences, they know each other. It brings a bit of a family sense rather than kind of bring 1 or 2 and then try and inject them and then kind of stagger it like that. But
I feel like at this level as well, and these are professional athletes. I feel like it's sport, and they almost know. Maybe not every occasion, but they almost know it's not personal.
Yeah.
This is about results, and this is about longevity.
Yeah.
And if you don't start pushing your juniors through at a certain time and giving them opportunities and certain responsibilities in the team, then they won't make that transition.
No.
It takes that pressure to see, do they really have
what it takes?
Do you know what I mean? And it might even be that they perform better as in team, and there are a multitude of fighters who you see fight individually in individual categories, and they're techie in it, they're good, but you see them fight in team, and it's a different story. Marvin Garrin, again, for an example, like techie individual, but in team, Marvin Garrin is a different kind of fighter. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm putting together a 5-man team, like I'm heavily considering. Do you know what I mean? As long as I can convince him that he's representing France, because the powers kick in. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Once the red, white, and blue go on.
Yeah, like he's more time making man's lineup. Like even a Logan DaCosta, like there's certain fighters that when you put them in team and you give them that responsibility, that's bigger. It's bigger than just them leveling. Do you know what I mean? Leveling. But anyways, that was a mad digression. Talking about,
you could probably snip that and put that as something else, release that as a different chunk. But anyway, back to Meltem, and I think again we talk about consistency. 3 medals in our last 4 competitions with 3 finals. So again, it's another athlete that was, again, she's had a past and she's come a long way, and she's making them steps to be consistent in the finals in her category to secure that place, and then everything got halted. But I don't even need to worry. I know in Turkey they're running camp upon camp upon camp, and they've got the infrastructure to support, and she probably will come out firing. And I think the real indication is going to be this first competition when we're back. We'll be able to see who's been doing their homework and who's been attending school virtually. Because everyone knows that when school breaks up from holiday, you're not trying to do no homework until the week before. But in sports like this, you need to be doing your homework every week of that summer holiday, because when school comes back, some people might come back with some new knowledge that you're not going to be ready for. But I think she'll be one who'll be fine with the stop-start nature of what we're in.
And I think as well, that she she has fantastic karate. Like, even just at a fundamental level, her karate is good. And I think that is always the best safety net to have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even if my creativity hasn't increased from 2 years ago, even if my physicality is declining with age, my speed, my reaction time, like, good karate should always be the base. It should always be the foundation. Do you know what I mean? Because if that's not your foundation, when you do start losing your physicality as you get older, your reflexes start declining, etc., you'll start to see problems. But she's a fighter that has great form. Like, she's got great technique. She's got elite level techniques and execution that she shows again and again on that stage. And again, if you look at the people who she's scoring on, this isn't nationals, even though her nationals probably would be techie anyway, but it's not a national situation. We're talking, this is the highest level. It's the highest level.
And when we touch back again to kind of wrap it up on her finalising her qualification, the position that she is in, she is the second ranked plus 58, plus 68 female. But however, the person who is underneath her, which is only a difference of about 20, 25 points, is Eleni from Greece.
Oh, techie.
Again, it's another techie. We've seen great performances from her at the World Championship. Her dad coached her, innit? Big performances. And you see these things, and then we factor in again this possibility of a one competition. Because if the K1 goes ahead, okay, we need to see. And again, Meltem will need to put in a performance that is better than Eleni's to secure a spot. Because hopefully, if we do get a European Championship, it'll be great and it's another chance to get points. But if we don't, Eleni did take the silver to Meltem's bronze in the 2019 World Championships, which is a difference of 200 points. 2019. Because if the 2021 one doesn't go ahead, then 2019 gets included. And Eleni's silver is 200 points more than Meltem's bronze, which would flip their ranking. So again, for Meltem, the best scenario is
her gold. She took gold in 2018.
It was 2019.
Europeans?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
2019 Europeans will be the factor.
My bad. You said Wales, innit? I was getting first.
Wales is... Eleni's got the world.
Oh, she got... Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
The go-ahead of the Europeans or not, it could be the swing in this last slot.
Yeah.
But again, for Meltem, for someone who's grinded and again, we talk about it being kind of an unstrange narrative, but I'm sure across the sections we've done, we find one in there who has been a grinder of results and a come on a journey. It'll be great to see her at that competition.
Definitely.
You got one left on this one, no?
Yeah, Ayumi.
Big boy.
Ayumi.
World Championship medal percentage, 100%.
Hey, levels.
100%.
Levels.
All-time podium percentage, 80%.
Let's get this, man, because this is the standard.
Poetry in motion. I think there's few athletes when you talk about poetry in motion in karate. Da Costa, Ayumi, Lofty, Araga. Even Grillen's I'll put it in there with it as well.
You put Grillen in there?
Yeah, because it was consistent for a long period.
Alright, look, Grillen scored one of the sweetest techniques I've ever seen in my life. In his final 2012 against Araga, you remember the back fist he hit him with, the Iraqan? But like, he did it on a run. Like, that was sweet. That was so sweet. Never forget that technique. Anyways, how would you pronounce Ayumi's surname?
I don't know, Ikusa, yeah.
Shall we go with that?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Apologies again, yeah. So Ayumi Ikusa from Japan, plus 68 kilograms. Should we? We'll go into the medals overview, yeah? Watch this, yeah? And previous as well, yeah? No junior.
Late bloomer, should we call it that?
No junior, yeah? Series A, 2 gold medals. K1 level, 2 golds, 7 silvers. Let me say that again, sorry, I messed that up. So Series A, 2 golds. K1 level, 2 bronzes, 7 silvers, 10 golds, Aki. 10 golds. Continental level, 2 bronzes, 1 gold. World Championship level, 2 bronzes, 1 silver, 1 gold. Chat to me.
Listen, again, I don't really like throwing out goats. The only thing I could possibly compare this to is someone of the nature of a Serena Williams. If you're talking about what they do, and what they've done, and if you look at her record, look at her resume, it's high. But the percentages are so high, which means that she doesn't come out often, or she comes out often and performs often. Her first competition of ranking was the Senior World Championships, which she did get a medal in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to fathom someone without a junior career come and hit the ground running straight away and take off. Well, World Championship podium percentage 100%.
It's 100%.
I mean, she started with a podium on a World Championship, and every time it has come around, she's been consistent. She went through a period where I would bet that it was a nightmare. People seeing her on the draw.
Yeah, 100%. And look through these years, these World Championships, the performances got better. Look, first two World Championships, 2012, 2014, took bronze, yeah? But the next two World Championships, back-to-back finals.
Yeah.
Levels, the fact that you've taken 4 medals out of 4 anyway is something in itself. But the fact that the first two were bronzes and the level of growth and development, yeah. Okay, cool. She lost the final. She lost the final against Greece in 2018. Irrespective, you're making World Championship finals back to back. There are only so many people, so many athletes that have done that, that have made 2 back to back. Yeah, straight off the bat, obviously we got Elena from Greece anyway, along with Ayumi, Enes Erkan, certain man triples. Yeah. I'll be honest, Douglas Bros, Luigi Busa, 2010, 12, 2014. Araga, 2012, 14, 16. Yeah. So the levels keep increasing, yeah? But even to make 2, that's not something that a lot of fighters can say that they've done. They may have made 2 in their career, not back to back, bro. Like, and
to be heavily favoured in both, that is another big, because again, because of the timeline of the events, it's a 2-year wait. It's a 2-year wait for your next opportunity. And then to be, okay, I'm on the podium. Yeah, I'm still on the podium. All right, I made the final. I won the final. Now next year I'm going in as the favourite and I've made the final again. The expectation level is high. And again, when you look at just the way she links competitions together, she went on a run of 6 gold medals in consecutive competitions. Like, these things are unheard of. And when I'm talking about competition, I'm talking about 6 rounds, 5 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds. Yeah. It's not like you're doing 3 or 4 rounds. 6 rounds, and without digging deeper into the names, 3 or 4 of them are probably at the highest level in every competition. And for an athlete to be this consistent all the time, it just leads to her ability to have fun in the process.
Definitely. And another one is, well, accomplishing things that aren't accomplished by many, that double of holding continental and world titles simultaneously at the same time. Achieved that 2016, 2017. She was already world champion, gone to 2017 continental and took gold as well. You're really just almost rubbing it in at that point, innit? Just saying that this is
kind of, you lose your motivation, people will tend to think, because you've got it all. So what is the goal? Then that's where the passion and the love of the competing and the love of the process comes into it, because we see many fantastic athletes win. All right, my cabinet's full. See you later.
Yeah, but I guess maybe that is the role that the Olympics plays, because how many athletes do we know that we know usually would have retired by now?
Yeah, loads.
But they're holding on for that games, because this games is a level of motivation that has never been experienced before and never will be experienced again.
Yeah.
The climate of WKF karate right now is going through such a unique period of time, and it won't ever be like this again. And do you know what? That is why I like to speak on the world rankings so much. Like, Olympics is important, yeah. Olympics is the thing, innit, yeah? But I feel like if we stop valuing world rankings and world championships, what is karate going to look like after the Olympics? Yeah. Because we already know your favourite fighters are not going to be around no more. As soon as Olympics is done, I promise you now, enough people are dropping off. Yeah. They've already had it planned from time, yeah? After Olympics is done, I'm gone. We've already heard certain organisations making changes Paris Open, no longer a K1. German Open, no longer a K1.
Yeah.
Dutch Open, no longer a K1. Of course, they'll still exist, but they're no longer a part of this K1 circuit.
Yeah.
You know how different that's going to feel? What, Paris Open is not a K1 no more.
What you look forward to?
I think the attendance will still be high because it's the Paris Open regardless.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you can see that transitioning already happening. And for the younger generations that have come up here, all they've known is this Olympic dream. That's it. All they've known is this Olympic chase. Whereas if you were involved prior, you were doing karate at a time where being a world champion was enough.
Yeah.
That was it. That was
your green jacket.
Well, that was the thing. Yeah, world champion. I might even try to double up a couple times. You know what I'm saying? But for the younger generation, that they've only come up in this Olympic hype.
Yeah.
You know. So it's daunting to think about it, and it's almost scary. Well, I don't want to say scary, but to think what the climate is going to look like once Olympics is over. And I hope people still have
the same love,
same passion, the same love, the same intrinsic desire to want to compete in this sport. Because let's be honest, once Olympics is done, a lot of governing bodies are going to withdraw the majority of their funding anyway. So people who had gone full time, that were experiencing that professional life, they might have to go semi. They might have to retire, going back to self-funded.
Yeah.
Is the opportunity cost still worth it without that Olympic dream, without the status, without the journey of trying to qualify for the Olympics?
Yeah.
Even that sentence in itself, I'm in the process of trying to qualify for the Olympics, holds weight.
Yeah.
You're someone of caliber then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're someone of caliber. And because karate is such a, I wouldn't say it's a mainstream sport, and there's so many different governing bodies as well, so many different world champions and European champions, and it seems like everybody knows someone
who's a world champion.
Yeah. Do you get it? So it holds less weight. And I think that's where we come in as well, the community that we're trying to build here at Mushin to show this passion is genuine, with or without the Olympics.
Yeah.
The Olympics bangs, we've been waiting for it for time, but karate existed before the Olympics.
And
it will exist after it as well.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? What I would really like, is everyone that's been planning to retire after the Olympics, what I would really love from them, come to one more World Championships. Do you know what I mean? Put some respect on it. Show the younger generation the importance
of the World Championships,
of this world title. Yeah. Because if all of you cut, Olympics is done, don't worry about World Championships, because really, remember, Olympics is in summer, World Championships was only going to be several months later.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they would have dropped off anyway, but all you're really showing the youngers is, this achievement, the desire, it's not really that deep. Yeah. So what I would really like to see is everyone that's planning, come to one more, man. Make this one bang. Yeah. This is literally the end of an era. Yeah. End it at a World Championships. Yeah. Because only 10 of you can go to Olympics anyway. Yeah. Come to a World Championships and let's lock off this era. Do you know what I mean? And make it one of the most iconic World Championships
ever. And I think you need everything. You need the right venue. You need the right production. When I think of World Championships that I've been to and I've seen, that Paris Bercy one, it sticks out as iconic. The build up, the event, the being there in the stadium, the atmosphere, even the way that the French Federation ran the competition. Okay, maybe there was some bias and a bit more extra emphasis on the French athletes and stuff, but the whole spectacle. Rika doing the kata and people crying. I'm not even going to lie to you. I was in that stadium watching. And again, I'm not a kata practitioner at heart. And I through doing karate and knowing karate, obviously, I know my style katas and I know a platform of katas. And I do integrate with the kata members of the squad. And
you know good kata when you see it. You appreciate good kata. You know good form.
I didn't watch all of her qualification rounds. I watched the finals. After 3 moves, I knew she'd won in my heart. She'd won me over after 3. I would never forget the feeling. And now when I watch the video on YouTube, when it gets to the third move, I get the same feeling. Yeah. And I've never seen or felt kata. In my eyes, again, even now we've got some phenomenal athletes like Sandra Sanchez and who's the lady that she goes up with against all the time?
Shimizu.
Fantastic. But for me,
nothing
is not gonna, unless you do it at a World Championship and you can do better than make me feel how I feel about that.
This World Championship, people, I'm gassing this World Championship up.
You're plugging it like you're promoting it.
Yeah, look, this World Championships, I need everyone to turn up, I need this to be literally the most iconic, do you know what I mean?
And this is what I'm saying, and I think we will lose a lot. And you can't deny it, because people have lives and people want to move on to different phases in their life. But if we can get the right country to host it, I don't even know if it's published who's hosting it.
Yeah, bring that here, man, Wembley. If they're not going to give us AJ Fury, come bring World Championships to Wembley.
You need the dynamics, you need the media to go with it. And again, we live in a generation of social media. You need the platform,
the hype, the clout,
the hype. You need the at the build-up events to the thing. You need to be buzzing. I think Linz did a good job of creating that buzz before the 2016 World Championship. But you need that. You need that with the Paris venue and the Paris. You need that with the. It just needs to be gongs crashing everywhere. Boom. Even if you do want to be symbolic and again take it back to Japan and make it very traditional and an element, you need to do something that makes it unique and iconic, and that could regenerate the karate buzz.
And that's what needs to happen, because if not, look, you see this a lot with the younger athletes, especially those that have gone into full-time programs. They drop off early. Do you know what I mean? They drop off early because everything is handed to them, and things become less desirable. Do you know what I mean? And by the time they've come to 18, they're burning out, and they want to live life now. They either want to go to university, college. They want to do other things. You know what I mean? They want to explore other things, and you're seeing that more and more often. So you're right. Unless you can re-spark this,
what it means.
Do you know what I mean? What it means, because karate has to mean something more to you than Olympic qualification. It has to. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. No. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people are here just for Olympics. Do you know what I mean? But I don't believe anyone that's performing that consistently, putting in the time to hone in on their craft, you have to love this sport. You don't get to that level with shallow goals and intentions. You have to be at home thinking, replaying, shadowing in the mirror, whatever you're doing, video analysis. Like your mind's constantly thinking about it. You're in school, you're twitching. This is the love. You feel me? You know what it's like. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I
think that was another digress, and I was saying, well, we can cut that.
Techie. It's for the people then. Podcasts in it, so minor.
Back into the athlete at hand, and I think, when you look at numbers. And again, like you say, it tells half a story. But 100% podiums at World Championships, 80% all-time podium, which is probably the highest that I've seen.
Yeah.
Would you call her your pound-for-pound queen? That's the real question. Because I think Sarah might be quite high.
To confirm your speculation, that is the highest performance percentage right now. Second under her is Sarah Osilic. She's at 79.4, so literally right behind her. And under that is Rafael Agayev at 78.8. So look at the names that we're listing. Under that, Luigi Busa at 70.9, and we go down and down and down. But she's at the top, like she's there. Come on, man.
And this is what I'm saying. And
that's male and female. Like,
when you watch her perform, again, another one with a smile. Things don't go her way, she's still smiling.
Yeah, happy.
It makes you hard to hate her, because
you can't.
She'll get hit with a technique and she'll smile, and you're thinking, right, if that was me, I'll be vexed. I'll be fuming. But
like pride, like I don't feel like pride is like. Obviously, everyone has pride, especially athletes, innit? But sometimes it's your pride that makes you burn about certain situations. You get caught with a kick, they go, hey, you're burning, you're thinking, you get me? But she'll take that, minor kind of.
Part of the journey, part of the process.
And more time, I'm probably about to get you back as well.
You know what, you don't know it yet, but I'm going to catch you. And that's what it is that, because I never see any malicious intent to go out and hurt someone.
Yeah, never.
But I know that them punches and kicks are hurting, and it's crazy to think that she can be as consistent as she was. Again, being the Japanese athlete, which means auto qualification, my only worry or my only tiver is the recent performances haven't been as good as the previous. So again, there's maybe a few things going on in the background that she needs to iron out, and that she needs to come correct, per instance, because 2020, one event, two events, no podiums. Yeah. This is unlike you.
Yeah, it's true. And obviously right now, currently, she can go through some more personal trials and tribulations as well. Yeah. And obviously we hope that she comes out of that situation positively, with positive just mental well-being, and is in the right frame of mind to progress forward to this Olympic Games. I personally think she'll be okay. I think that I think the foundations that she has is enough to always ensure that she's a top elite level competitor. Her understanding of distance is so intricate. Like, she has the most like in-depth understanding of distance, like in regards, like, crazy. And her timing, like just this alone, yeah, because I've always been a believer that in any combat sport, the most two important components are distance and timing.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah? You can be mad strong, yeah, but if your distance is dead, you're not hitting nothing because you're either too far or you're too close and you're getting smothered, yeah. And your timing, you can be mad quick, but if you ain't got the correct timing, you're not landing.
No.
Yeah, and that is how you get fighters. Fighters with good distance and timing can beat fighters that are faster than them.
Yeah.
Can beat fighters that are stronger than them. Yeah, they nullify the physicality because they have the fighting IQ. Yeah. And she's one of them fighters. Her IQ is high. Like, look at her, like, initiating, instigating clashes, going forward. She's got amazing counter techniques. Jodan, Chudan, she's got legs. Like, she can take down, again, another multifaceted competitor with a broad arsenal. Mad unpredictable.
Yeah. Almost not irrational, but she will be willing to do anything, and she's not afraid to throw anything. And I think even if that means she has to go double deep, and sometimes she's hitting that body gap and her knees touching the floor.
Yeah,
but she's hitting that,
and
the person who's hitting is staying hit with when she does hit it, and it's consistent performance, consistent, and let's just hope that she can pick it back up and get back to that level.
I believe so, man. And courageous as well. Like, how many times have you seen her come off the line at tense moments? Even sometimes that she don't even need to, but just to make a point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I've just took a point, but I'm gonna come off the line and take another one off you, just to let you know you're not getting as close to me as you thought you were. Do you know what I mean? Crazy level of consistencies. Again, that 80% performance percentage.
Gobsmacked.
And again, wins 64% of her finals. You know, wins 64% of her finals, and her podium performances, nearly 80% of the time she's making the final. So the levels is there. You know, averaging both 2019 and 20 averages about 10 points of competition, only conceding. 2020 she was conceding 7. However, that was average for the top 10 pound for pound, because again they were scoring the most. They were scoring the most and taking the most risks. Super impressive. So that's the end of this episode. We hope everyone liked it and enjoyed it. I know there were a couple digressing conversations, but you know, they were all fueled by passion as always. And we hope you enjoy the content that is also to come. Like always, you can follow us on Instagram at Mushin_karate_ Gavindbailey's what am I saying?
Handles, I think.
Handles, yeah.
Handles.
His things, they'll be at the bottom, so make sure you go follow them up as well. And please, like we keep saying, like the video, share them as well, circulate them, and subscribe to the channel as well, because you'd be helping us out a lot as well.
Yeah, and comment as well, to be honest, because everything's about growing and growing, and we can only get better at this and better with the names and better with the pronunciations.
And like we said, we're really trying to build a community here as well that doesn't necessarily exist yet. Maybe in other areas of karate, I see like other karate communities that are active, but you know, we're really trying to build. So yeah, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We hope you enjoyed the video, and we hope that we'll lock in again with you very soon.
There's no yame in it in karate, is there really?
There's about to be. Say, you put that camera on me. Watch it now. Yame. Wow. Say.